हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण
अरे तुमने
हरे
कौन
कृष्ण।
भगा दिया उनसे?
प्रभु जी मैं इतनी
ड्रामा
क्लास
करने
में
वाली
नहीं।
लगा था।
हरी बोल बेटा। वेरी गुड।
हरी बोल।
चाची किन्ने वाणी कटा दियो।
आप कैसे हो?
वी आर
श्रावण ऋतु
एक्साइटेड बहुत
भारती
अच्छा।
श्रावण ऋतु भारती माता जी की क्लास।
हाँ
अच्छा अच्छा ऐसे पढ़ते हो उधर क्लास में?
हाँ, अभी हम लोग भागवतम पढ़े।
तो अभी तक सारे ज्वाइन क्यों नहीं हुए? टाइम लगता है ना जूम पे भी है ना। जूम पे थोड़ा टाइम लगता है पर ऐसे व्हाट्सएप पे ये रखा करो आप रीडिंग ग्रुप में ना।
ओके, लेट अस स्टार्ट फ्रॉम प्रेयर्स। आइए प्रार्थनाओं से प्रारंभ करते हैं।
हाँ जी प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी
ज्ञानांजना चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै
ये
श्रीगुरवे नमः।
प्रभु
श्रीचैतन्यमनो स्थापितं
प्रभु
येन भूतले स्वयं
प्रभु जी
रूप तदा ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साधवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नाम सतति देवी
नमस्ते
गौरवाणी
नमस्ते देवे
सती
गौरवाणी
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे चेष्टा पाद की। प्रभु जी
नमो
आपकी
महावदन्य प्रेम प्रदायते
नंबर बोलते हैं।
कृष्णाय कृष्ण नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय निराचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्रा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तजन हरे कृष्णा
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
हरे
हरे हरे
हरे
हरे।
अंगुं लंघयति यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं।
प्रभु जी मैं अकेली नहीं हुई है मेरे साथ मेरी ताई भी हुई है।
हाँ जी बेटा।
प्रभु जी मैं अकेली नहीं हुई है मेरे साथ मेरी
वही कैसी बात है? हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा। ये बच्ची है छोटी सी ऐसे ही बातें करती है। कुछ लोग जी बोलती तो है मगर सीखती नहीं है ये। ढंग के लोग सीखती नहीं है।
प्रभु जी अभी सवारे नहीं हुए।
देखो ऐसे थोड़े बोलते हैं। प्रभु जी इसको बोलो माला सही ढंग से करा कर। हाँ। माला सही ढंग से नहीं करती है।
ये
हरे
माला अच्छे से
कृष्ण।
करना चाहिए।
हाँ हरे कृष्णा
अरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण।
तो हम चर्चा कर रहे थे श्रीमद् भागवतम के छठे स्कंद के तीसरे अध्याय से, और पिछले सत्र में हमने 5 श्लोकों तक पढ़ा था। तो
राम
आज हम
राम
छठे स्कंद से चर्चा चालू करेंगे। So we'll start from text 6
राम राम।
of the third chapter, 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us
प्रभु जी
start then.
प्रभु जी इस बच्चे को भी कोई हल्ला जो आसान सा श्लोक हो ना, जो इसको याद हो जाए। हाँ आसान सा।
ताई जी एक मिनट प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे
प्रभु जी ऐसा कोई श्लोक नहीं होता, 4 लाइनों का होता है।
राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हाँ जी बेटा, चलिए थोड़ा देर ना भागवतम सुनते हैं।
हाँ भागवत बोलते भागवत। हाँ
हाँ जी प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
Can
कृष्ण
understand English?
अ, प्रभु जी दीक्षित तो है पर ऐसे दूर से है।
हरे कृष्ण।
मेरी ताई जी कहूँगी
कहाँ इधर है इधर।
ठीक है, चलिए हम 6 कैंटो से पढ़ते हैं। सॉरी।
हाँ जी प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे
Please.
हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे।
प्रभु जी 9 o'clock तक होती है ना ये क्लास?
Yes, this class will go on for next 80 minutes. Third chapter, Yamaraj instructions, messengers,
हरे राम
and we are beginning with text 6 now.
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम
ताई जी
राम
हो
राम
जाएगी
हरे कृष्ण
तुमको भी
हरे
दे।
हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे
Yestu
हरे
shastrer bahutvesyam
दे प्रपास्या
bahunamiha karminam
बहुना
शास्त्रित्वम उपचारो हि यथा मंडलवर्तिनाम
यदा मंडल वतना। हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम।
प्रभु जी मेरे लिए थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं हो गया?
हम दिखा ज्यादा ही है। सीखना क्या है आपने।
अरे समझ नहीं आ रहा।
रात एक नंबर की।
प्रभु जी कोई छोटा ऐसे मतलब मेरे को पता है कि छोटा कोई श्लोक नहीं होता, कोई ऐसे 2 पैरों का है कोई ऐसा श्लोक?
कोई नहीं बेटा, सुनो, इससे आपको थोड़ा आभास होगा कि भागवतम में कितना मिठास है और रस है।
हाँ जी प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी आप बताओ।
The Yamadutas continued. Since there are many different karmis or workers, there may be different judges or rulers to give them justice. But just as one central emperor controls different departmental rulers, there must be one supreme controller to guide all the judges. Purpose? In governmental management,
प्रभु जी
there
आप
may be
समझाओ।
department officials.
प्रभु जी आप इसका बता सकते हो कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है?
हाँ बेटा, चर्चा करेंगे, थोड़ा सा पढ़ लें पहले फिर पढ़ते हैं. In governmental management, there may be different departmental officials to give justice to different persons, but the law must be one, and that central law must control everyone. The Yamadutas could not imagine that two judges give two different verdicts in the same case. Therefore, they wanted to know who the central judge is. The Yamadutas were certain that Yamil was the most sinful man. But although Yamaraj wanted the Vishnudutas excused him. This was a puzzling situation that the Yamadutas wanted Yamaraj to clarify.
प्रभु इसको थोड़ा सा आप समझा सकते हैं कि मीनिंग क्या हुआ इसका?
Yes. तो यहाँ पे यमदूत जो हैं वो आश्चर्य व्यक्त कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे यमदूतगण सभी आश्चर्य व्यक्त कर रहे हैं कि ऐसा कैसे हो गया कि एक ही परिस्थिति में दो निर्णायक कैसे हो गए और एक ही परिस्थिति का दो नियंत्रक कैसे हो गए और अलग अलग नियंत्रण कैसे हो गया। So the Yamadutas could not tolerate this aspect that their authority can get thwarted. Now this is not unique because this is the typical nature of this material world. By Krishna's mercy, everyone is given some or the other opportunity to exercise some of the other authority over something or the other for some time. And the nature of exercising authority is such that one gets so much so intoxicated that one thinks that there is nobody above me. And therefore, when things don't happen one's way, then a person is not able to take it. And this is what we can see, very characteristic of this material world. That when things go out of our way, people are not able to take it up. Because the question which doesn't get reconciled is that, okay, how my way of thinking has got thwarted? And what is in my control, what is not in my control? What is in control, what is not in my control? So this is a typical material situation. Just like it is said that to a person who experiences, who has a habit of succeeding, when such a person fails, he cannot take it up. So success makes the experience of failure intolerable. That is the nature of success. The same was the case with the Yamadutas. So the Yamadutas could not take it up. This is what is false ego all about. So one sees substantiation of false ego when one is able to exercise control, when one is able to produce some success. And that intoxicates a person so much so that a person thinks that I can exercise all around control. And when that doesn't happen, the person is not able to take it up. Here the Yamadutas are at least fortunate in the sense that they have the association of Yamaraj. And for whatever reason, because Yamaraj is their authority and master, they are putting forward their anguish in front of Yamaraj, so they will be guided in a very auspicious way. But such is not the case with anyone and everyone. So, so we see that generally, the material world appears very crushing owing to one's false ego, because owing to false ego, one is not able to reconcile the fact that things are not going my way. That is the point. So one is just not able to reconcile this fact that things are not going my way. And that is the one is just not
Hare
able to
Krishna
reconcile
Prabhuji.
this fact. Hare Krishna. So this is false ego. This is the intoxicating algorithm of this material world. Therefore, controllership is a dangerous idea. And that is why bhakti is all about bringing in, or bhakti is all about uh, being conscious that I am not the controller. Krishna is the supreme controller. Then one can be peaceful. Then one can be blissful. Otherwise, one is miserable. So here the Yamadutas are really miserable. They are so frustrated. They are not able to take it up. That how dare we were stopped. How dare our thought process was choked up. That was the point. Okay, let's see further.
एक मिनट प्रभु जी राखी आई है एक मिनट I was not knowing she's somehow on this group. She's from Jammu. Hare Krishna Rakhi.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम। कैसे हो आप?
ठीक हूँ माता जी।
आप प्रभु जी की क्लास में कैसे आ गए आज?
प्रभु जी की क्लास में मैंने जूम पे किया था ना, इसलिए।
कुछ प्रभु जी तो बड़े बच्चों को पढ़ा रहे हो, आपको समझ नहीं आएगा।
आ जाएगा, छोटी बच्ची को भी भागवत नहीं आएगा क्या?
चलो आप अच्छा चलो आप सबको अभी श्लोक सुना के फिर आप अपना कर लो। श्लोक सुना दो सबको। यह शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य, सुनाना तो।
ये शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य करते, माता जी वाला नहीं आता पर दूसरा आ जाता है।
ये वाला आता है आपको? बोलो ये शास्त्र विधि मुत्सृज्य वर्तते काम कारता न स सिद्धिम अवाप्नोति न शांतिम न परम सुखम। बोलो।
ये शास्त्र माता जी ये वाला भूल गया थोड़ा थोड़ा, दूसरा बोलूं?
दूसरा बोलो।
इति विमुक्त कौन्ते तमोद्वार विनेरा आचार्य आत्म श्रेय सतगति परम गति। इस श्लोक का अर्थ है इस श्लोक का अर्थ है, मैं इसके श्लोक का अर्थ भूल गई हूँ, तो मैं आपको बाद में सुनाऊंगी।
कोई ऐसा श्लोक जिसका आपको अर्थ भी याद हो बेटा? हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र सुना दो अच्छा सबको, फिर बड़े बच्चे पढ़ाई कर लेंगे भागवत।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण।
वेरी गुड। और नमो विष्णु पदाय
नमो विष्णु कृष्ण पदाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इतना नाम सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारी विशेष। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण।
ये बोल। कोई भी श्लोक याद नहीं है मीनिंग के साथ, इतने श्लोक कराते हैं ममे वंश जीव लोग के। प्रभु जस्ट एक मिनट आई एम जस्ट बोल।
हाँ मम्मी वांचो वाला आता है माता जी। मम्मी वांचो जीवलों के जीव भूतासना तन्म मनश्च इंद्रियाणि प्रकृति सानी कर दे। इस श्लोक का अर्थ है जैसे पहले बच्चा फिर जवान और फिर बूढ़ा होता है, उसी तरह आत्मा एक शरीर छोड़कर दूसरे शरीर में प्रवेश करती है। जो लोग समझदार वो इस बात से दुखी या डरते नहीं। हरे कृष्ण।
ये 2.13 का ट्रांसलेशन 15.7 में सुना दिया है। वो तो हम भगवान के सनातन अंश होते हैं। आप ऐसा करो, प्रभु जी को पहचान लिया ना आपने, जब आपकी स्कूल की छुट्टियां हो जाएंगी ना, आप हमारे पास आ जाना, हम आपको जम्मू से ले आएंगे, फिर आपको 1 महीने सब श्लोक सिखा देंगे, मायापुर भी लेके चलेंगे, ठीक है?
हाँ जी माता जी।
आ जाना पक्का,
हाँ जी
लेने आ
माता
जाऊंगी
जी।
मैं। फिर आपको सब श्लोक सिखा देंगे, प्रभु जी की क्लास भी सिखा देंगे। अभी प्रभु जी क्लास कर ले।
हाँ जी माता जी।
हम सब आपको बहुत प्यार करते हैं, आप बहुत अच्छा बच्चा हो हमारे, ठीक
हाँ
है?
जी माता जी। ठीक है।
पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं?
हाँ माता जी करते हैं पढ़ाई।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। राखी को राखे कृष्णा, मारे के मारे कृष्णा राखे के। ठीक है, अभी क्लास कर ले प्रभु जी।
हाँ जी माता जी कर ले।
ठीक है, प्रभु जी को भी हरे कृष्णा कर दो, सब भक्तों को हरे कृष्णा कर दो, सबको प्रभुपाद की जय बोलो।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
प्रभुपाद की,
हरे कृष्ण।
प्रभुपाद की जय। ये is Bharti's cousin from Jammu. Very brilliant child. इस सब श्लोक में अक्षर अब इसके अगर छुट्टियों में ले आएंगे उसको। यस माता जी। ओके, कंटिन्यू। हरे कृष्णा।
Okay, so let's read further then. अतस्त्वमेको भूतानां शेश्वराणामधीश्वरः षष्ठदण्डधरो निना शुभाशुभ विवेचनः. The supreme judge must be one, not many. It was our understanding that you are that supreme judge and that you have jurisdiction even over the demigods. Our impression was that you are the master of all the living entities, the supreme authority who discriminates between the pious and the impious activities of all the human beings. Yeah. Now, one question which comes up here is that if they have come to know Yamaraj is not the master of everything, I mean, what is their problem? Because this is positioning of Yamaraj. Anyways, they are all servants to Yamaraj. Now, whether Yamaraj is supreme master or intermediate master, subsidiary master or primary master, how does it matter? That is one, because they have to follow Yamaraj's order anyways. Whether Yamaraj is following somebody's order or not, how does it matter? They have to follow Yamaraj's order. So, this is how we can see. See, one of the things is that they are getting choked up. The reason is their following is not on a pure platform. They are not following out of love, out of servitude, out of submission. Their following is tainted and painted with a selfish interest. So the whole point is Yamaraj is supreme controller. They are connected to the supreme, the top man, the supreme man, and that is the status quo. And they are connected to a subsidiary person, and their value and their valuation goes down. That is what is pinching to them. Not that Yamaraj is following somebody's order, but that the whole point is that now Yamaraj is not the supreme, so they are not assistants of the supreme. So their valuation goes down. This is the same reason why Manthara poisoned Kaikeyi. What was her problem? Anyway, she was a maid servant. Whatever is the positioning of Kekai, what was Manthara's problem? She would have remained the same. The point was, if the Kaikai is the main queen, the primary queen, then Manthara also gets a primary valuation. But if Kekai is a secondary queen, Manthara becomes gets a secondary valuation. That was what was pinching to her. Similarly, if you see this, Yamadutas are showing a similar kind of an itch. So they're showing a similar kind of an itch. So still now they were using the Jai Shri Sai Chan, Gauchan, Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Shri Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maharani, Sulochana Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. They are using the name tag of Yamadutas to for their egoistic pursuits, and that being thwarted, they are not able to take it up. This is the problem. That's the point. Let's read further. तस्य ते विहितो दण्डो न लोके वर्तते धुना
लोके वर्तते न
चतुर्भिरद्भुतैः सिद्धे
चतुभिरद्भुतैः सिद्धैः
आज्ञाते विप्रलम्बितः.
अज्ञाते विप्रलम्बिता
By now we see that the punishment ordained under your authority is no longer effective, since your order has been transgressed by four wonderful and perfect persons. The Yamadutas had been under the impression that Yamaraj was the only person in charge of administering justice. They were fully confident that no one can counteract his judgments. But now, to their surprise, his order had been violated by four wonderful persons from Siddhaloka. Interestingly, there are two contradictory but amazing feelings being portrayed here. One is owing to false ego and the diseased nature of the heart. The Yamanutas are not able to take it up that their false ego was crushed.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Prabhu. So the Yamadutas are not able to take it up that their false ego was crushed. That was one thing. On the second hand, what is happening is that the Yamadutas are not able to hold themselves from getting attracted to the Vishnudutas also. So that is why they're describing the Vishnudutas, they are basically mesmerized by the very appearance of the Vishnudutas. So the Vishnudutas were very attractive. This goes to show that you see the Krishna consciousness is very natural for the living entity. Although the living entity may have fallen trap into this entangled, poisoned, diseased state of the false ego and material materialistic conception, but still the spirit soul, as soon as it gets in touch with a genuine demonstration of Krishna consciousness, immediately the spirit soul uh, gets touched by it. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada used to say that genuine practice of Krishna consciousness is very, very attractive. And if you will see that even Ajamila was very much touched by, even the Ajamila was very much touched by the uh, the mercy of the Vishnudutas and their appearance and their appearance had a very deep impression even on Ajamila. What to say of, and we can see that uh, here the Vishnudutas, their ego is crushed, but still uh, their experience is that okay, those four people they crushed our ego, but they're wonderful people. So this genuine Krishna consciousness. The soul can, does get startled and awakened, by the touch of genuine demonstration of Krishna consciousness. So amazing. So let's read
हरे
further
कृष्ण
then.
प्रभु जी
हरे कृष्णा मित्रा, चलिए आगे पढ़ते हैं, है ना? Okay, let's read further. नियमानां तव देशात् अस्मभिर्यातना गृहान्
अस्माभिर्यातनागृहान्
व्यामोचयान् पताकिनां
व्यामोचयन् पातकीनं
छित्त्वा पाशान्
क्षित्वा
प्रहसायते.
चित्वा पाशं प्रसायते
We are bringing the most sinful. We were bringing the most sinful Ajamila towards the hellish planets. Yes.
प्रभु जी मेरे साथ ना कुछ कुछ बंदे ऐड हुए हैं तो मैं आपको बताती हूँ बस 2 मिनट
Okay.
बोलो हरे कृष्णा बोलो हरे कृष्णा
We were
प्रभु जी
bringing the most sinful Ajamila towards the hellish planets, following your order. When those beautiful persons from Siddhaloka forcibly cut the knots of the ropes with which we were arresting them. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that the Yamadutas wanted to bring the Vishnudutas before Yamaraj. If Yamaraj could then have punished the Vishnudutas, the Yamadutas would have been satisfied. So, Lord Krishna explains, you see, the mode of ignorance. Person considers his great well-wisher to be also an enemy. Here we see that this kind of mentality of the Yamadutas is very much like that. Whereas the Vishnudutas are well-wishers for everyone, but the Yamadutas are not able to accept it and take it up. Although what the Vishnudutas are doing is something greatly auspicious. So that is why Srila Prabhupada is quoting Rashinath Thakur, who is zooming on the mood of the Yamadutas, that if it was in their
Prabhuji,
powers, they could imprisoned, they could have imprisoned the Vishnudutas and brought them in front of Yamaraj, expecting that they will get result and punishment as a result. Yes,
प्रभुजी
so
आप जाप कराते हो?
what was it? तो इस प्रकार से देख सकते हैं कि विष्णुदूत जो हैं, तो ये क्या है, ये तमोगुण का प्रभाव है, जिससे कि व्यक्ति क्या है, आ, ये तमोगुण का प्रभाव है, जिससे कि व्यक्ति जो है सही मूल्यांकन नहीं कर।
हाँ जी।
तो actually this was not a moment for, you see the point, this context is very nice because you see the point, the Yamadutas are completely disturbed. Although the moment the situation is extremely auspicious because such great personalities have appeared, it's a very auspicious moment. But the Yamadutas are very disturbed and they are in anxiety. The situation is very auspicious, but the Yamadutas are disturbed. So this goes to show that these lower modes of material nature, they always keep a living entity in a perpetual state of disturbance. Even though the external surroundings are and the external situation is quite auspicious. So now the Yamaduta, they are very disturbed. They are very much not able to take it up, and they are going to Yamaraj. And probably after hearing from Yamaraj, because they had a little faith in Yamaraj, so probably after hearing from Yamaraj, could they would have no would they would have got pacified. Otherwise, situation is such a nice situation. It is such a celebration. Hey, such Mahabhagavats like Vishnudutas are coming. So it is such a celebration. One should be rejoicing. It's a more memorable moment of one's life. But the Yamadutas, they were it was a memorable disturbance of their lives. So they're very disturbed going to the Tamoguna. That is the problem. Going to this Tamoguna. So this is the nature of the lower mode. That is how the lower modes are very dangerous. So the nature of Sattva and Shuddha Sattva is that a person who is situated in the platform of devotional service, that anything wrong which also happens, person sees it in the good spirit. And the nature of the lower modes is such that anything good also happens, person sees it in the wrong spirit. So the materialistic person will always go on crying. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Because their modes will not make them interpret the situations properly. That is the point. So let's read further then. Tam seveti tum ichhamo yadi no manyase shamam narayaneti abhihite abhaireti ayuyurdrutam. As soon as the sinful Ajamila uttered the name Narayana. These four beautiful men immediately arrived and reassured him, saying, "Do not fear, do not fear. We wish to know about them from your lordship. If you think we are able to understand them, kindly describe who they are." The outer carriers of Yamaraj, being very much aggrieved because of their defeat by the four Vishnudutas, wanted to bring them before Yamaraj and, if possible, punish them. Otherwise, they desired to commit suicide. Before pursuing either course, however, they wanted to know about the Vishnudutas from Yamaraj, who is also omniscient. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. So this mixed type of feelings, which again the Yamadutas are showing, this is typical characteristic of the stage when one is coming to devotional service. Sometimes there is some amount of frustration also. At the same time, there is some amount of attraction also. This is a classic. Although the Yamadutas are thoroughly crushed by the Vishnudutas, and the Yamadutas are not able to take it up, they're intolerant. On the other hand, they want to know about the Vishnudutas. So you see the point. Mm. See, this is the point. Just like many devotees have this experience. Even Bhakti Charu speaks about that how when he was abroad, then he had a very bad experience of one temple, and therefore he had thought he would never come to ISKCON temple. But then he came, and then he was associating a bit. The same feelings or similar feelings you see where Devamed Maharaj also explaining. When he came to Krishna consciousness, he used to see the devotees a bit weird. What this? What they're doing? He used to see devotees a bit weird, but he was very much attracted to Prabhupada books. And therefore, So he had both these feelings: attraction to Prabhupada's books and a little repulsion toward the weird lifestyle of the devotees. So similarly, the the Yamaduttas here are having mixed feelings, like that. But so Krishna is very merciful Lord. He sees the genuine feelings of one's heart, and the Lord can take stand. Okay, let's read further. श्रीबादरायणीरुवाच इति देवा स अपृष्टा प्रजा संयमानो यमा प्रीता सदूतान् प्रत्याह स्मरन् पादाम्बुजं हरे Srila Sukadeva Goswami said, thus, having been questioned, Lord Yamaraj, the supreme controller of all the living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers because of hearing from them the holy name of Lord Narayan. Yes. So Yamaraj was very pleased because hearing from them, so because he was hearing from them the holy names of Narayan, he remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply. Yamaraj was first time getting some question about Krishna and his palace, and he was so Yamaraj, the supreme controller of the living entity, in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased. So Shri Yamara is the supreme controller of the living entities in terms of their pious and impious activities. Was very pleased by his servants because they did chant. Yeah. So Srila Yamaraj, the supreme controller of the living entities in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his servants because they had chanted the holy names of Lord Narayan in his dominion. Yamaraj has to deal with men who are all sinful and who hardly can understand Narayan. Consequently, when his ordered carriers uttered the name of Narayan, he was extremely pleased, for he is known to be a Vaishnava. Yeah. Mm. So, what is good or what is bad? It's a big question at this point. What exactly is good? What exactly is bad? So, nothing is good and nothing is bad in this world. What is good, what is bad is simply the classification owing to our tainted and painted senses. That's it. So, here, although Uh, yeah. So what is good? What is bad? Yes. So here, you see, Yamaraj is ecstatic. So Yamaraj is not seeing that they're pulling my leg, they're blaming me in one sense of not having authority. And he's seeing that, okay, because of their doubts and disturbance, I am getting an exclusive opportunity to remember Krishna and that way to serve Krishna. So it's very good. So he was ecstatic. Let's read further. Yes. Yeah. Last sentence once again. Yeah. So you see, this is how dangerous false ego is. That a person can go to any extreme and nothing works out, person also commits suicide. So dangerous false ego. But in some way or the other, false ego seeks to gain manifestation. So we have to be very, very careful. Yes. Next. Yes. Yeah. Next verse. Yama uvacha Paromadhanyo jagatastatūśascha Jai Shri Nitaya Chand Gulchand Bhagwan ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani Sudarshan Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Otam Protam Patavadyatra Vishwam Yadam Satosya Sthiti Janmanasha Asyo Tavadyasya Vashe Chaloka Yamaraj said, my dear servants, you have accepted me as a supreme, but factually I am not. Above me and above all the other demigods, yes. So above me and above all the demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestations of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this universe. He is like the two threads that form the length and breadth of the woven. The entire world is controlled by him, just like a bull is controlled by a rope in its nose.
हरि बोल अंकल प्रभु को
Maharaj,
भगवान का वीडियो लेने को बोलना प्लीज दर्शन
the order carriers of Yamaraj suspected that there was a ruler even above Yamaraj to eradicate their doubts. Yamaraj immediately replied, yes, there is one supreme controller above everything. Yamaraj is in charge of some of the moving living entities, namely the human beings, but the animals who also move are not under his control. Only human beings have the consciousness of right and wrong, and among them, only those who perform sinful activities come under the jurisdiction, control of Yamaraj. Therefore, although Yamaraj is a controller, he is only a departmental controller of a few living entities. There are other demigods who control many other departments, and above them all is the supreme controller, Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. The supreme controller is Krishna. Others who control their own departments in the affairs of the universe are insignificant in comparison to Krishna, the supreme controller. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7:7, Matta parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. Yeah. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. My dear Dhananjaya, no one is superior to me. Therefore, Yamaraj immediately cleared away the doubts of his assistants, the Yamadutas. Sri Madhvacharya explains that the words Otam Protam refer to the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord is both vertical and horizontal to the cosmic manifestation. This is confirmed in the following verse from Skanda Puran. Yatha kantha pata sutra ota protascha sahasasita evam vishna vidam vishwam otam protam cha samsthina sasam samsthitam. Like the two threads, horizontal and vertical, of which a quilt is manufactured, Lord Vishnu is situated in the as the vertical and horizontal cause of the cosmic manifestation. Yes. Yeah. So here again, this analogy of the two threads of which a quilt is made is given. So these two threads, the Krishna situated at the vertical and horizontal cause of this cosmic manifestation. We see that here Yamaraj is also showing the quality of being Yes. So Yamaraj is very enthusiastic. Yamaraj is taking this as an opportunity to glorify the Supreme Lord. So you see, one who had spiritual consciousness became very ecstatic. Yamaraj is ecstatic in this situation. He's not thinking, oh, my authority is being flouted. Who are the upstarts who have done that? He's not thinking like that. Does he know, oh, who has done it? And then he's hearing the Lord Vishnu's assistants have done it. He's so excited. So we can see this situation. Only one who has a materialistic concept, such a person is miserable. Ajamil also, his spiritual vision is awakened. So he's ecstatic. The Yamaraj is ecstatic. Who is miserable? The Yamadutas. One who has materialistic consciousness will be miserable. So devotee is an opportunist. Any time, any opportunity to glorify the Supreme Lord, the devotee takes it up. Let's read further. Yo nama bir bache janam nijayam. Yo nama bir bache janam nijayam. Vadana trantrayam ivatom abhir kaha. Vadana trantrayam ivatom kaha. Yasmai balim ta ime nama karma. Yasmai balim ta ime nama karma. Nibandha bandha chakita vahanti. Nibandha bandha chakita vahanti. Just as a driver of the bullock cart ties ropes to the nostrils of his bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all men to the ropes of his words in the Vedas. So the words, the Vedas, is set for the names and activities of the distinct orders of human society: Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, and Shudra. In fear, So in fear, the members of these orders all worship the Supreme Lord by offering him presentations according to their respective activities. Perfect. In this material world, everyone is conditioned, regardless of who he is. One may be a human being, a demigod, or an animal, tree, or plant, but everything is controlled by the laws of nature. And behind this natural control is the Supreme Personality of God. This is confirmed by Bhagavad Gita 9:10, where Lord Krishna says, Maya Adhyakshayana Prakriti Suyate Sachara. Material nature is working under my direction and producing all moving and non moving beings. Thus, Krishna is behind the natural machine which works under his control. Maya Adhyakshayana Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Hmm. It's a long talk, but I think we read only a part of it. Right? Okay, so apart from other living entities, the living being in the human form of body is systematically controlled by the Vedic injunctions. In terms of the divisions of Varna and Ashram, a human being is expected to follow the rules and regulations of Varna and Ashram. Otherwise, he cannot escape punishment by Yamaraj. The point is that every human being is expected to elevate himself to the position of Brahmana, the most intelligent man. And then one must transcend that position to become a Vaishnava. This is the perfection of life. Yeah. See, the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra can elevate themselves by worshipping the Lord according to their activities. Swe swe karmani abhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha. The divisions of Varna and Ashram are necessary to ensure the proper execution of duties and peaceful existence for everyone. But everyone is directed to worship the Supreme Lord, who is all pervading. Yena sarvam idam tatam. The Supreme Lord exists vertically and horizontally, and therefore, if one follows the Vedic injunctions by worshipping the Supreme Lord according to
Eyeball.
yes, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Atapumbi Duja Shrestha Varnashrama Vibhagashah Sthanusthitashya Dharmasya Samsiddhim Haritoshana. O best of the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the prescribed duties, dharma, according to the caste divisions and orders of life, is to please the Lord Hari. See, the Varnashram institution offers the perfect process of making one eligible to return home back to Godhead, because the aim of every Varna and ashram is to please the Supreme Lord. One can please the Lord under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. or if one does so, his life will be perfect. The Supreme Lord is worshipable, and everyone worships Him directly or indirectly. Those who worship Him directly get the results of liberation quickly, whereas the liberation of those who serve Him indirectly is delayed. The words Namabhir Vachi are very important. In the Varnashrama institution, there are different names: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. The Vak or the Vedic injunctions give directions for all these divisions. Everyone is expected to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And perform duties as inclined in the Vedas. Whereas the nature of attraction towards the material things is that it intoxicates a person more and more. So the Vedic process is liberating, you see. So therefore here there is mention about Varnashrama. Slowly one can develop positive desires. Let's read further. Yes. So you see the point at how auspicious is path of bhakti is. A little bit touch can change the person. And therefore we see Yamana is very ecstatic seeing the army. Although the opponent's army is getting destroyed. But because it is Krishna's presence, everybody will get an auspicious result. Aham Mahendro Nirati Pracheta Somagniri Chapavano Virinchi आदित्य विश्वे वसवोऽथ साध्या मरुद्गुणा रुद्रगणे समृद्धि अन्ये च ये विश्वसृजो मरेश भार्गवदायो स्पृशता रजस्तस्य तामसकः यस्येहितं न विदुस्पृष्टमायम् सत्त्वा प्रहलाद. यस्येहितं न विदुस्पृष्टमाय सत्त्वा प्रधान अपि किं ततो अन्ये. I am Raj. The king of heaven, Nirti, Varuna, Chandra, moon god, Agni, Lord Shiva, Pavana, Lord Jesus, Lord Brahma, Surya, sun god, Vishvasu, the eight Vasus, Sadhyas, the Marus, the Rudra, the Siddhas, the Marichi, and all the other great rishis engage in maintaining the departmental affairs of the world. Yeah. Nevertheless, although we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is to be said of others who are under illusion? Yes. So the men and the other living entities within this cosmic manifestation are controlled by the three modes of nature. For the living entity is controlled by the base qualities of nature, passion and ignorance. There is no possibility of understanding God. Even those in the mode of goodness, like the many demigods and great rishis described in the above in these verses, cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, one who is situated in the devotional service of the Lord is transcendental to all the material qualities. Therefore, the Lord personally says that no one can understand him but the bhaktas who are transcendental. all the material qualities. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. As stated by Brahmadev, Bhishmadev to Maharaj Yudhishthir, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.9.16. Nahi asya karhi jidrayan puman veda sata. Yad vigna shaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. O king, no one can know the plan of Lord Shri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. No one therefore can understand Krishna by speculative knowledge. Indeed, by speculation, one will be delivered. Yeah. मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित् यदपि सिद्धे यदतामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन् मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः. Among many thousands of men, one may endeavor for perfection, and even among the siddhas, those who have already become perfect, only one who adopts the process of bhakti, devotion, or service can remain perfect. Yeah, so only one who adopts the process of Krishna. Yeah. So only a person. See here, Brahmaji is saying, when a person out of goodness cannot understand Krishna. Okay. Okay, so let's stop here for today. Continue further from text 16 in our next class. Jai Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.